Yes, people, welcome back to Normski TV. We're about to do a live broadcast. I've got some guest friends joining me. I can see Mr. Brown in the green room. So I'll be introducing him on in a bit. I'm hoping to have Mr. Dion, another Manchester United supporter. I'm also hoping to have my niece on, who's an Arsenal supporter. So hopefully she will come on. Let me just first apologize. I said when I sent this link out that my OGs would be with me, the ones that do the podcast with me, but unfortunately, my padre Kofi is not well, so prayers go up for him. And also Dave was in Dubai, can't do the show tonight, but we are looking to do another show on Wednesday, because these two are looking to battle it out to see who's the real deal. And boy, if you want to come on, Leon might want to come on and put his two bobs worth. He did call you out, Leon. I will bring you on. He did call you out. But yeah, we are looking to do a show on Wednesday as well, kind of part 2 show. But today, the topic has changed a little bit from what we was going to talk about. We was going to look at obviously the real deal, who's the real deal, and how Arsenal, if they've turned the corner. But today we're looking at the subject matter, which is, as Arsenal and Man United missed a trick here. There's rumours, if it's not true, Conte is on his way to Spurs. There's a long week in football, and I had a conversation with Leon last week, and I'm going to just remind him of some of the things he said in his conversation. So when I bring him on, we will have that discussion. But listen, please, if you're new, like, subscribe. If you're new, please share it around, and please join me tonight as we go into the What's Going On podcast. And I'm going to bring on my friend, Mr. Leon. How you doing, Mr. Brown?
Yo, Norms, how you doing?
Back again.
We're back again, Norms.
Back again, man. What do they say? What's that saying? Football, a week in football is a long. What's that saying?
Long time. You're right. A week in football is a long time. Like 48 hours is a long time at the moment, Norms.
Let me tell you, man. We're hoping to have Mr. D joining us. I did send him out the link, so hopefully we'll be coming on. And I know, you two have a kind of different opinion. And what best show to have you both on to discuss, Mr. Ollie?
Let's. I think what we do, maybe we hold the Man U conversation until D gets on, because
definitely. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about it. We will come on. But listen, thanks for coming on again. Sparing your time to come out and
I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing.
Yeah, it's been mad. But whilst we're waiting, again, how's your week been?
I'm blessed, man. I'm definitely more happy this week than I was last week.
Definitely, mate.
I was hurting last week. So let me just get a question. Kofi is he a Liverpool fan?
He's a Liverpool fan. Yeah.
And Dave
is Chelsea.
All right, Liverpool and Chelsea. Well, Kofi ain't coming on Wednesday because Liverpool in the Champions League on Wednesday. So you ain't seen him on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, this is it. Well, it depends on what time they kick off. I'm not too sure. If it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, we can, and I suppose that's going to be the same for who's playing. Is Chelsea playing on the Wednesday? I'm not even too sure.
No, Chelsea are. I think they're playing a Tuesday. Liverpool and Man City are playing on the Wednesday.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they Liverpool away? Are they away to?
No, they're at home.
They're
at home to Atletico Madrid.
Right. Okay. They pretty much got that group wrapped up, haven't they?
Do you know what? I can't see the group in front of me, but I think they're doing all right.
Yeah. I think if they're playing at home and obviously they're playing on these shores, then I think it'll more than likely be a 8 o'clock kickoff.
It is, yes, an 8 o'clock kickoff. Chelsea is playing the day before away from home. They're playing in Malmo away from home the day before.
Yeah. Well, listen, hey, there's a man representing the green room. I see my man just busting out there. You see, my man's coming proper, yeah?
I know. I was going to put my Man United. I bet he's got his shirt on, hasn't he? He's got his shirt on.
Bring him on, man. But the man is a true Man United supporter.
I knew he was going to have his shirt on. I knew he was going to have his shirt on. D, I was going to put my shirt on too. I was going to.
How you doing, gents?
My man,
My guy.
listen, my man is coming with the Man U flex, brother.
Boy,
That shirt
I
looks
gotta stay
beautiful.
faithful to the end, you know.
The shirt looks lovely, D.
Yeah, I bet you wouldn't say that last week, bro.
Well, you know what? You take those, you know, even though it hurts, you gotta take them. As me and them was back and forward on it. You know what I mean? And you know, we had these opinions of what should have happened, what may be happening, and do we give him time? And boy, yeah, that was a tough one to take.
Very much so. But as I
And you know what, as well, not only was it a tough one to take, I was out last week Saturday, so a full week after the match, and the Liverpool fans are still chatting. Hey, let's have a little chat about this game. So they are very, very happy. I wish Kofi was on tonight. But and saying that, get well, Kofi. If you're watching, hope you're feeling better soon, bro. It would be good to have you on. And
let me say this as well. Big shout out to Mr. H. Not gonna. I said on our chat. I won't say minus his birthday. We won't say what age he is. But yo, man is here we go. Just typical. My missus comes in. You never walk alone. She had to be in there, didn't she? she had to be in there. I mean, if she was brave enough, she would come on and take you guys on. But I don't know. She may. I did send her the link, so you never know.
Please let her come on. Come on, Jay.
Come on. Just to come on, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, come on, man. Ail her out, man. Call her out. Yeah, she's got the link. She's got the bottle. Tell her to come on. Yeah,
with the Liverpool shirt on. With the Liverpool shirt on.
And I bought that for her as well.
Imagine.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, a week in football is a long time. And I mean, just quickly address that game last week. Guys, your thoughts. Let me start off with Del. What are your thoughts on that game, bro?
Be honest with you, I was always fearing that from other results. You know, coming back 2-0 in the midweek was a papering over the cracks. And I'm thinking, if we give Liverpool a 2-0 start before half-time, we're not coming back from that. And it was really a so said, so done that we just lost our mind in every shape, every form, it should have been 10-0. If it wasn't for David De Gea, we should have been 10-0. And you imagine, you don't come back from a 10-0, do you? Or a 9-0, really and truly. Not against you, not at home, against Liverpool. It burnt me for the whole week. That's the truth, man. You know, you wanted to let it go, but you couldn't. It was so personal. I took it personal.
She's doing it from outside the bowl. Yeah, she's coming at you hard, man. I don't know if she's gonna have the bottle to cover, but she's coming at you hard.
Yeah, and I said, my younger brother is a Liverpool fan. Yeah, and he's been quiet for a couple of days. I'm trying to get hold of him. Suddenly, my phone is like the hotline. He's just baiting me out, and I'm like, bro, you know what? I don't even know what to say to you because I'm embarrassed. We're at Old Trafford. That would have been better to have happened at Liverpool. That's at Anfield.
Yeah.
To happen at Old Trafford was like, and he did his job. Tells you everything you need to know.
We are going to come on to that a bit later on in the show, and I know, as I say, Leon, when he was on the show 2 weeks ago, and I asked you a question, would you think about your side? And you was quite positive. You was puffing at your chest. You know what? I think the words you say. Let me just quote the words you said. That my expectation of this club with the players that we have, I expect minimum a trophy. And if we don't win the Premier League, then it's basically a disappointing season for us. You now look back on that game last week, and what were your thoughts? What was going through your head at that time?
So a couple of things. I fully agree with Del that losing like that at Old Trafford that's the embarrassment, right? The embarrassment is, look, Liverpool are a fantastic attacking team. They're an amazing team. So losing to Liverpool, it hurts, and it will always hurt as your biggest rival. It will always hurt losing to Liverpool. But there's a way to lose, and there's a manner of defeat.
Yeah.
And the manner of the defeat, with the way that we laid down and really allowed Liverpool to beat us was disgusting. The players should all be ashamed of themselves. It was a very, very poor Manchester United performance at Old Trafford, and that's why it hurt. Again, I was looking at the game that we came back from in the midweek. We played Atalanta.
Yeah.
They went up 2-0, and it was a great recovery. Amazing Cristiano last minute goal or last few minutes. He scored the winner. And, I thought, well done for coming back. Great recovery to come back and win that game at Old Trafford. We showed some fight in that game. But 100% agreed that it was papering over the cracks. Now, at the time, what I thought was a great win leading into the Liverpool game. That's going to put us on the front foot against Liverpool. But what ended up happening was that we literally did the exact same performance in the first half, and Liverpool showed no mercy at all. They're not Atalanta and Liverpool, two different standards of team. Liverpool showed absolutely no mercy and probably killed the game in the first 30 minutes of that game.
But bro, Lee, they did show mercy, right? And I'll tell you why. When Mo Salah scored the hat trick, there was clear signals from Klopp. Just keep the ball, guys.
Yep.
Okay. So is that game?
Mercy,
is that game management or is that mercy? That's just like we don't need. Let's put it down.
Because he's a classy guy, and he likes Ollie, and he knew a 10-0 has him out the door before the final whistle.
No way, Del. No way. So this is where we're gonna start. This is where me and you are gonna start. There's no way that not where there's a league where goal difference comes into it. There's no way that Liverpool pulled off the gas. No chance. Not where goal difference is concerned, bro.
You could actually see it. He kept saying, "Keep the ball, gents. Just keep the ball."
That's game.
Rather than push on. And I'm thinking he doesn't even want to push on now. He's thinking,
why push on? Let's keep the rest of this game as a training game. Don't exert yourself. Don't make any fouls. Don't get any injuries. Don't get any cards. Let's just treat it as a training game now. We've won the game. He's not thinking about us. Trust me. He's thinking about himself.
Yeah. Jay, I agree with Dean.
Tell her to come on. Tell her to put her shirt on and come on the screen.
They're calling him out. They're calling that. What will probably happen? She'll probably come right at the end of the show, stick her head there. You know how these Liverpool people are. You know what I mean? They love to talk too much. Give it all that, man. Give it all of that, man. But well, listen. I know. I mean, listen, Liam. What are your thoughts on Ollie as a manager? Now, have you both got different opinions on it, or are you both Ollie out or Ollie in?
Well, my thoughts stayed the same as when we met when we was on the show a couple of weeks ago. I think what I was saying at that point is we came second last season to a very, very good Manchester City team. And we weren't far off, right? Now, nobody remembers second except the team that came second, the fans of the team who came second. Yeah. But he did very, very well in his first season against a quality Chelsea team, a quality Liverpool team that won the league the season before, and we came second last season. Not only did we come second last season, but we went through the whole of that season without losing a game at home. So, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, we went the whole of that season without losing a game away from home. So there are signs that there was a good team building, and there was something that was happening. I like the fact that Mick Phelan is in there. He knows the club inside out. I like the fact that Michael Carrick has been there for many, many years as a player, and now he's on the coaching staff. There are some good things happening there. Could you say that Liverpool game was a very, very big slip? I don't know. Do I think that Ollie is the manager to win us a Champions League and to win us the Premier League a couple seasons in a row? I'm not sure. But he got close last season. That's what I'm saying. He got close last season.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I actually can't remember what the point gap was for the second.
I think it was 5 or 6 points.
5 or 6 points, yeah.
Yeah, I can check it out, yeah.
And City barely played with a striker all season.
And that always seems to be Ollie's safety net, doesn't he? He always seems to somehow pull things out the bag. I mean,
he's 9 life Ollie, Norman. He is 9 lives Ollie. When he needs to win, he wins. The truth is, when he needs to win, he gamble and you saw the lineup today. Saturday. That was so defensive. 7 defensive players.
Yeah.
Like plays his 2 eldest strikers at 34 and 36.
Yeah.
And bags a very poor Spurs team 3-0.
Actually, Del, sorry. The point gap last season was actually quite large. It was a 12 point. They won by 12 points.
So we weren't really close then, you know.
Well, we were 5 points ahead.
4 games for us to be sweating them basically on the run.
Still 5 points ahead of the next closest competitor. 5 points ahead of Liverpool.
Yeah, but you have to remember, people keep forgetting Liverpool lost their 2 best defensive players all season.
Exactly.
Still with only 5 points lead. I think that's my concern, that with Van Dijk and Gomez back in there, or Matip, whoever they prefer now, they're finishing second with those 2 defenders in the team. And so I look at us having a full squad and barely. It's like a girl that you know that you wanted to step to, and she gives you all the right signs, but when it comes to the trophy, you ain't getting that trophy, bro.
What is the trophy? What is the trophy, bro?
Marriage, whatever you want it
to be, my brother.
Yeah. Whatever you want it to be. And you could admire her from afar. But yeah, man, she's just playing with you. And I think Ollie's playing with the fans because he knows he's a club legend. And I use that word loosely. I don't like that word. I don't know how a super sub can be a club legend, but that's just me personally. That's my personal.
Scoring the winner, or scoring it. Was it the winner or the equaliser he scored in 99? I think he scored the equaliser in 99, wasn't it?
No, I think it was a winner, you know.
The winner.
And Teddy scored.
Yeah, I think Teddy scored the equaliser. I think he scored the winner. Yeah,
right. Okay. He's known as the super sub, the club legend.
And I think as well, when he was quite happy, like I know he's happy to be here. When you're happy to be a substitute, rather than, you know what, I think I'm better than Cole. I think I'm better than Yorkie. He said something like, you know, I was never happy on the bench, but you was, bro. Because when you came on and scored, your accolades was amazing. And you settled for that because you were happy to be there. It's Manchester United. You're a Norway kid. You come to a
babyface assassin. That's what it was known as, isn't it? Babyface assassin. Yeah.
And like he never aged for about 8 years. No crinkles, no nothing. And suddenly this could just come off and get you a goal. And Fergie loved him. And I think that's why he's still there. Because
do you know why Fergie loved him, though, Del? Do you know why Fergie loved him as a super sub?
Because he delivered.
I don't think. Well, I've heard. I don't know if it was Fergie who said it or where I heard it.
Yeah.
But the reason why Fergie loved him is that he was reading the game strategically while he was on the bench. So when he came on, it wasn't luck that he was scoring those goals. It's because he had read the game. He knew where the gaps were. He knew what his opportunity was when he came on, and that's why Fergie loved him, because he was a super sub, because he had read the game, knew what was happening, and knew where to be to score the goals.
But in the same breath, when Fergie started him, when the other two were suspended or injured, he never did so well. So maybe he knew, this is my niche, this is me. I come off the bench and I've already, like you said, Leon, analysed it. I know what they keep doing, and I'm going to exploit those gaps.
But that leads me to think that maybe he's not as bad a tactician as we think he is, right? He's a tactician. He's a football tactician.
Come on, man. The hand movement. You look like a politician, bro.
Come on.
This is what I would say, Leon. I think that until the Liverpool, well, before the Liverpool game, but there was cracks, as we see. But I think that the players kind of liked the way he didn't bully them as much, right? And I think I've said to you guys before, if Ollie changes his coaching staff, because the guys that you mentioned there, Leon, I don't respect now in the game. I think they're done. I think he could stay, but not with that coaching staff.
All right.
I think we compete with better coaches.
Yeah.
And Ollie just being that buffer between the coach and the players.
Yeah.
Picking the players up that are low on confidence. Because in the same way,
I've heard you say that in the chat, that Whelan and all these guys, they need to go.
Yeah.
Well, Leon has a different opinion of that because he's already said it. He said it in the last one. He said it today as well. He said it with his chest. You understand? So this is where we're seeing it.
And it's okay for us to not agree on that, because I think that's the beauty of football. That our opinions are all valid, and they. I mean, I've just been on with a Liverpool fan earlier, and this is one of my good friends, Phil. Right? You guys,
big up Kofi, man. Oh, we're getting well.
Get well soon, Kofi. Yeah, I want to have this chat with you about Liverpool, bro. Get well, man.
Yeah, Kofi's calling you out. Liverpool chat, man. We'll do this on Wednesday. We do this on Wednesday, bro.
Yeah, I said to my older brother David, he's a Man United fan. I said to David, I'm not Ollie in, I'm not Ollie out. I'm Ollie never should have got the job. Like, that's just me being honest. He came for us. You know what it's like? He literally is that. Someone described it. Ollie is that relief teacher that used to come secondary school, right? And you lot used to run bare jokes in class and really enjoy this guy. This guy was a cool guy. At the end of the year, you sat around the exam paper, you opened the paper and you thought, man, you know what? That guy didn't teach me much, you know. He was a cool guy as well. We ran bare jokes, but I didn't learn much in his lesson. Now I look at this exam paper and I'm thinking, Lord of mercy, I'm clueless here. And that's how I feel about him, that we needed that pick-me-up. We were bruised and hurt from Mourinho and all that circus that came with Mourinho, and we needed that to galvanise the squad, for a better use of a word. And I think he did that very well. And I think it's your dream job, which I'm cool with. You know what I mean? Everyone has a dream job. Okay, surround yourself with people better than you when it comes to the tactical side of it. You can pull in the Rashi, and you got all the nicknames for his favourite players. You can do all that stuff. But when it comes to, okay, this is how Liverpool are going to set up, this is how Arsenal, this is how the big teams that we know, we have, and these guys say, Ollie, listen, you can't start alarm. You've got to go to a back five, Ollie. We get crucified otherwise. Or you know what? Go 4-4-3 today, Ollie, and play this person, that person. Pull them back to 60 if you have to. And I don't think he's getting it. I think these guys are happy that Ollie brought them in, or brought them along with him. And so you have to wonder, how often is he challenged as the main man? And he doesn't have the pressure of Fergie. Fergie ran the whole club.
Yeah.
Ollie just has to take care of the team. He doesn't have to get involved in commercial, or even he might say, get me these players. But he doesn't have to go and, like, Fergie used to go to people's yard and have tea with them and try and convince their parents to let these guys come to Old Trafford. Ollie doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And it's a different era of football now.
You're right.
When your team is going through a crisis, we've noticed there's a couple of times where Fergie has actually gone down to the training ground, and I know Ollie was questioned in his interview, and he said, "Oh no, he came down because he had to do some commercial thing." Now, you want to believe it or not? What's that, D?
He had to get a suit fitted, apparently. A club suit.
Yeah, I think he went to get a straight jacket for Ollie, mate. But I mean, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Ollie, Fergie going down there? Because mate, when I was watching that game, and they panned the camera to Fergie's face, and then they went from Fergie's face to what's the Dalglish, mate? Two figures. His face looked like thunder. But it seems as if, obviously, as you said, Fergie loves Ollie. And the other thing you said, Leon, was that when Ollie was like on the bench, he would analyse the game, and maybe that's obviously why he ended up maybe coaching the youth team before he then going up. And I think when he went from the youth team, did he go abroad or did he go to Cardiff, relegate them?
He went abroad first, and then he went to Cardiff.
And then he went back, and then
he's gone back.
And based on the managerial experience, because if you look at his managerial experience compared to Arteta's, he's got more experience. Yeah. But I think the thing is that with the Man United fans, and everybody's quite torn on this with regards to the Man United fan, because they see him as a legend. And I would say that the fan base is quite split at the moment. With regards to Ollie in and Ollie out, he's gone down to Spurs. Spurs keep giving as they normally do, and he goes down there with a 3-5-2. He went with a back five basically, shored up the place, because when if he goes down there and gets beaten, we was hoping that Spurs would lose that game, because we want Ollie to be at the wheel basically. I'm Ollie in, mate. Come on, give me all some of that, man. I want him to stay, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Spurs duly did that for us. And so with that, was that a tactic that came from Ollie, or as you rightly said, was it just something like the outside noises?
We tried that. Leon might remember this. He tried that in the Champions League, the back five thing, right? And we got clapped. And then he went straight back to the double pivot. Because to be honest with you, it's still a back three with a double pivot of Fred. And Wan-Bissaka's not a forward-thinking right back. Luke Shaw gets forward when he has to. because he's a bit overweight. So you know what I mean. He's got a one pack like me sometimes, and I look at that and say, bro, you got to get back in the gym, Bridget, because you're struggling. You watch how hard Luke Shaw breathes. Like 30 minutes into the game, he's stuck in a box again for fun. Tells me he's not fit. So if you're going to play that, you surely have to go with Sancho and Telles, or Delot and Telles. If you're going to play that five at the back, go Delot and Telles.
Yeah, they're natural wing backs.
Yeah, and two holders.
Right.
So these guys can run forward, and you still got five defenders.
But with that said, I know you're right about Wan-Bissaka not being a forward-thinking footballer, but he is. I'm telling you, there's no ball getting past him. He's probably one of the best right backs in the league at the moment. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Other than Kyle Walker, he should have an England place.
Yeah, you know, somebody would disagree with you. That's well, obviously he's not on the stream tonight. That's David, who's all the way in Dubai enjoying himself. Reece James, I mean, but obviously, you know, we can't talk about him while it's not here. But Reece James is pulling up trees right now. Yeah. You know, scored 2 goals, albeit it was against Newcastle. But you know, that's another story.
An example, though, Norman, of playing a back three with someone like a Reece James on the flank, allow him to push forward because he's got the cover. Because you have to remember, we played the McFred, which is the defensive double pivot, and you still had the back three. So you've got to play attacking wing backs, not defensive wing backs. You have to. And that's where I think he got it wrong, even though he won 3-0. You just wouldn't play Wan-Bissaka, and sure, you would go Delot and Telles, who apparently both are looking for exits in January. They want out.
Yeah. Question here then. That 3-0, I mean, listen, Spurs were terrible. Now, with Delot, and the other player that you mentioned, do you think they would have got more goals?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Because you have to remember,
he's very defensive. Obviously, it's gone to shore up, because obviously you don't.
Neil might be able to confirm this. If you look the way Cavani and Ronnie were moving, if they had 2 flying wing backs whipping in, they'd have had a field day in there, Bridget.
But you know what, Odell? I think Ollie went into that game knowing I cannot lose this game against this team.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like, no matter what, we've got to get the balance right. And playing 5 at the back was a defensive strategy to make sure they didn't win, they didn't lose that game.
Yeah.
And that's why I understand the decision to play Shaw and Bissaka as kind of wing backs, because that wasn't, if he had lost that game, he would be out of a job. It turned out they were calling it El Sakiko.
Yeah,
right?
they were.
Yeah, they were calling it which made me chuckle when I heard it on TalkSport, El Sakiko, right? Because it was the one who lost that game,
gets fired.
as we saw, was going to get fired. I didn't think before the game. I was talking to a Spurs fan. I'm like, nah, Nuno's not going to go. It's too soon. It's too early.
Yeah.
I was wrong. He's literally they've gone Conte in. So Ollie knew that he couldn't lose that game. His job was on the line.
Yeah.
Right. And talking to Nuno, he went 50-50. Won 5, lost 5.
Yeah.
If he had won 2 of the lost ones, he'd have kept his job still.
I don't think he lost his job. I don't know. That's still a little bit early. 50-50 out of how many? 17 games? It's not great. He's had a bad run of lost 4 out of the last 6 or something like that. I can't quite remember. He's had a bad recent run, but I still think it was very, very early. They were something going on behind the scenes.
He has played a lot of top teams compared to Man United, and some people would say that was maybe a bit, premature by the Tottenham board to get rid of him so soon. You know what I mean? But I don't know what this board wants, because one minute they want, they were supposed to be this attacking team under Pochettino, mate. They made the Champions League final. They're now lying, 8th, 9th? They bring in Jose Mourinho. That didn't go well. They bring in Nuno, very defensive. And, well, the result is what you see now. I mean, they've conceded how many goals? I mean, they've lost 4 London derbies. 4 London... Tottenham,
There's something going on behind the scenes, because those players didn't want to play on Saturday. They just not interested in playing football. So especially I think they didn't like him, especially Kane. I think they don't like him. They just want him out. They're not interested. We'll see the answer to that in 2 weeks' time when Conte's come in. He's had a little word with them. If Kane starts running again, then we know that the players just weren't interested in Nuno.
Well, let me just. I've got here. I was just checking out the form table, and I wish the form table stay like this until the end of the season. Yeah.
Awesome.
Because when I look at the form table, because I need to kind of talk about my club as well. You know what I mean? You two are rattling about Man United. Let me bring in my club in up.
Bring him out, my brother.
Right. Right. So currently, the form table, as you know, Chelsea are playing out their skins right now.
Yeah.
Form table, they're on 15 points after the last 6 games, with Arsenal in second place on 14 points. I'm not going to go through. Liverpool are in 4th place on 12 points, and they're dropping a couple of draws there. I mean, the game against Brighton, they ended up drawing that game. West Ham, listen, we there's a resurgence with West Ham and David Moyes. I mean, he seems like he's got the balance. They took Aston Villa apart yesterday, 4-1. Contentious red card, but I don't know if you saw the guy rolling about.
I missed it yesterday, yeah.
Watch it, man. This guy, listen, the man should have had an Oscar for this. The man nearly rolled down the tunnel. Like the way he was in pain. It was literally, if you get a chance, watch it when this guy gets
you know what?
And rolling and rolling and rolling.
And you talk about West Ham, Norman. Jesse should have stayed there.
Yeah.
He should have stayed there.
Mm.
I think he was ill-advised or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
You think he will go there? Do you think he will go in January, Jesse?
Well, he's a free agent come summer, so
Right.
they may not catch it because he's not going to get any game plan with us.
He's not.
Nah.
He's had a few minutes and done well in those minutes.
Yeah.
He's done well when he's come on. He scored a couple goals from the bench.
I still rate him, Lee. I rate him.
I think he's a brilliant footballer.
He was starting practically every week at West Ham, and he came back.
I'm not sure, Del. I like what you're saying, and for him, as a player, you want to be starting games, right?
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense for him. He could be at West Ham, starting every single game, scoring whatever 20 goals a season, maybe. But I don't know. I think he likes the idea of being around Pogba, of being around Rashford. I think he might be becoming that Ollie guy, which says, "I want to be at Manchester United. That's the club where I came up through the ranks. I want to be around this setup. I'm happy to come on." 15 games a season, score a few goals.
I actually get that as well, Lee. I actually get why he would want to stay as well.
Yeah, I get why. I think for him, it would be better to be at West Ham, but I like having him at the club.
For his mental health, West Ham was a great move for him.
Yeah.
I think it allowed him just to get out of a funk mentally.
Yeah. Are you happy to have him as a player at the club? I'm happy that he's a Man U player.
Yeah. Because he's a good option off the bench, he is.
But then saying that, I think off the back of him doing well for West Ham that he ended up getting back into the England side?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right. So if he's not really getting any game time, maybe the thoughts that might go through his head is that possibly, I'll easily walk into the West Ham side, perform at that level. He now becomes the big fish now. Do you know what I'm saying? And everybody
he almost guarantees World Cup as well.
Exactly.
Almost guarantees us up the spot if he has a good run with a West Ham team under Moyes. I mean, he's got him playing really well. Very organized.
And then just going down, I'm just going to jump right down to your side, 15th. So in the current you are lying 15th.
Wow.
My one says 14th in the current.
Yeah, because you just beat. That's right. We just beat.
Yeah, let's take that place. That's an important one place.
If that's the case, then no. Do we? No, we'll still stay second. We'll still stay second because we had a fantastic result against Leicester.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. And let me just say, if anybody's seen the Ramsdale save, has anybody seen it?
I've seen a picture of it. I haven't seen the actual live, but I've seen a picture of it.
He literally was a one-man defensive unit. It was unbelievable.
Let me publicly apologize now to Aaron Ramsdale. I am sorry, Aaron. I did a transfer daily, and I got my son to do the thumbnail, and unfortunately, I said to him, "Could you put a clown face on it?" So, Aaron Ramsdale, I am sorry, mate, because right now, this guy, he is performing on a next level. I mean, the same this guy made.
You know the reason why, innit, Norms? Because his favorite food is Jamaican food, isn't it?
Yeah, that man. Yeah, he lived with a black family. Yeah. Man, curry gold. Ramsdale. Ramsdale. Yeah. Leah Johnson in the house.
Yes, Leah.
Yeah, right. So yeah, so you're 15th, yeah, in the current form table, and obviously
14th, Norm.
14th. Sorry, Leon. Don't need to get too offended now. Right.
I look at that, and you think, relegation form.
Trash your house, yeah. So yeah, 14th, right? Let's just remember. And yeah, right, he does really connect with the fans, Leah. Absolutely does connect with the fans. And I think we've got definitely a player on our hands. 30 million, it sounded like a lot for a backup keeper. He's now got Leno sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
And his distribution is on par with what's the goalkeeper's name for Man City? What's the goalkeeper's name for Man City? Come on, man. What's his name?
Went blank then.
Tattoo neck. I know the guy you mean.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely ridiculous. He exits missiles. He gets Alisson. No, that's Alisson is for Chelsea, not Chelsea, Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
Oh, I can't remember his name now. My brain's. You see, when we get to a certain age, you just forget everything.
Funny, yeah.
In the chat for me. Yeah. Leah said, "Hi, Uncle D."
Edison. His name's Edison.
Edison.
That's it. Hey, Leah, how you doing?
Yeah. But Jazz is saying Alisson Becker every time. But yeah, I'm just buzzing about Arsenal right now. But a long way to go. Season's still early, and really, the conversation that I really want to talk about this evening, guys. It did take a turn because, as I said, I did have another subject matter, but on seeing the news, obviously, with Nuno getting sacked and Conte as the possible replacement to him, I think he's over here like negotiating the final stages of the contract. I believe it's got an 18-month contract. But before I pose a question to us all right. The chat, well, I didn't put it in the chat, but I put it as my title. As Arsenal and Man United miss a trick, yeah, Conte to Spurs, right? So I'm just going to read something here because I've asked you the question, but don't give me your answer until I've read you I'm just going to kind of summarize, yeah? Now, Conte came to the Premier League in 2016. He joined Chelsea, got them in his first year, won the Premier League in his first year, and that was him going to a back three. No, notice what I said, a back three, and that's what Solskjaer did when he went to Spurs. Yeah, went to a back three. They ended up winning that title. Yeah, they ended up winning that title, and then in his second year, he wins the FA Cup. Then it came to the third year, and 2018, I believe, he ended up. I don't know if he made it to his third year, but he ended up getting sacked. And he's done this with, I believe, 8 or 9 other clubs. Okay, just putting the picture out there for you guys. So yeah, have we missed a trick? I'm just putting the question out there to you. He's done it with 8 or 9 different clubs. Compensation payout. I think the last one, I think it was taking a bit of time, but he ended up getting a £9 million compensation payment from Chelsea. Now the guy, as I said, came in that year. He came to the Emirates. We battered him 3-0. And he said, right, he got Victor Moses as a wing back. Victor Moses was known as a winger. Got him as a wing back. Changed it completely to a 3-4-3. And he went on, I think he went on I can't remember what it was, but out of that, I think he won 30 games. Ridiculous. Yeah. And he goes on and wins the league. Okay? But saying all of that, he may have smiled when he was doing like the press conference. He had a big smile on his face. But aside from that, when he's not in front of the cameras, he's a hard person to work for. He sometimes isolates the other coaches, the players. He very contentious when it comes to dealing with the hierarchy, demanding money in terms of transfers. He pushes the players hard when he's not meant to push the players hard. He's falling out with the likes of Costa, Willian, who's quite easygoing. I think there was one when they won the FA Cup at Wembley in the second year. William posted a picture of all the players, and then he posted an emoji of the cups all over Conte's face, so it hit his face, right? So the relationship broke down between Conte and the players, and he's a very when it comes to dealing with people, he's not very good. So the question I'm asking you, guys, we've got a manager in Arteta, and you know my thoughts on Arteta. The jury is very much out on him. For me, I want to see consistency with my team. Yeah, I love Arsenal, and I want to see consistency. I don't want one game we do well, and the next game we end up drawing or losing. I want to see a consistent team, and the past couple of games it's been good, but I want to judge him at the end of the season. Okay, obviously we started the season. You know, Leon spoke about this on the last podcast. We started at a very bad start to the season. Man United were flying. We're now on the same points as you guys. Yeah, you're only above us on goal difference. We were sitting bottom, 0 points. Yeah, looking like we was going to get relegated, brother. You understand?
He's going for it, isn't it, Dale? He's going for it.
Our next game, which is Watford at home. Yeah. Then we have the international break. Then we face Liverpool. You have got Man City at home, and then you have the international break. And then I think I think you're away to Chelsea. Can't remember. So you've got 2 very tough games. But in saying all of that, yeah, when Ollie should have never got the job. Just want to quote Mr. D on that.
Yeah, you quote me on that, bro.
This guy, I don't know how this man has 9 lives or whatever it is. I don't know how. Every time he seems to get through it. The same with Arteta. But the question I'm asking, have Arteta, or should I say as Arsenal or as Man United, missed a trick with regards to getting Conte? Because when we was going for our real deep, even last season, we was linked heavily with Conte. And the same thing, Conte, I think, wanted to come to you guys, but you're bored. Just messing about. Yes, we can blame Oli, we can blame Arteta, but we've got 2 American owners that are not running the club very well. What are your thoughts? Have we missed a trick, Mr. Leon?
All right. So here's the thing with managers, right? In my view, managers have got one of the hardest jobs in the world. That's why they get paid so well, because you have to control and manage a team of incredibly well-paid, famous, influential, popular employees, footballers, whose egos are massive. And so the only way to control people with massive egos is to have an ego that's bigger than theirs. And whenever you get egos clashing, is that you're going to get problems with egos clashing. You're just going to get problems. That's why Mourinho is such a problem, and he couldn't stay anywhere because his ego was too big. I mean, managers like Klopp, managers like Sir Alex Ferguson, managers like Arsene Wenger, who have got big enough egos, but have also got a very skilled at man management, at handling players. They are rare. They're almost impossible to find nowadays. Mm-hmm. And so I think we have moved into an area where you're not going to have a manager at a club for 15, 20 years at a time. It is going to be, no matter me as a Man United fan, I love the idea that we had one manager for 25 years, right? Through the ups and through the downs, we had one manager for 25 years, and now we can't keep a manager for 3 seasons. And I just have to accept that the world of management has changed. Egos are too big. There's too much money at stake. And you can't be in the same room as another big ego for more than 18 months or 2 years. It's just the way that it's going to be. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do have Antonio Conte as a manager at some point in the future. He's not going to stay anywhere long. No manager is going to stay anywhere for more than 3 years, unless you're a Sean Dyche, or unless you're somebody like Moyes, who's like, well, I've got to balance it out a little bit because if I lose this job, I don't know when I'm going to pop up again, right? If you're a big time manager like Conte, like Klopp, you might not. You're not going to be anywhere for too long. Klopp's not a good example because he's been there for a long time. But these new managers, they're not going to stay around for longer than 2 or 3 seasons.
D?
I totally agree with Leon. The days of the Wenger and Alex, the teams that are competing now, the smaller clubs, and no disrespect to the smaller clubs, your Burnleys and your Newcastles for now until they start spending them billions, they would hang on to a manager for a period. But if you look at the teams that are competing on every level, domestic and in Europe, they are not holding on to managers. Like Leon said, 3 to 4 years is kind of Klopp still being at Liverpool and Pep at Man City is a big deal still.
Yeah.
Most have gone by now, but they're still there. So I think the model is so different now that the results business and the pressure, like we've become a commercial club. Fact, we have. You look at the Sancho signing. You know what I mean? You're not playing him. 75 million. You're not playing him. He sold shirts through the roof before the transfer window lockdown. Ronnie came in. They were queuing around the corner apparently at the fan shop to get Ronnie shirts printed up for the kids and all sorts. So it shows you that certain signings come in and they are commercial. But when it comes to the managers, like I said today, I would take Conte right now, give him a 2-year contract, see how he goes. In 2 years' time, he said, "Thank you very much. We've won an FA Cup, or whatever we've won. It'll win something for you. It might not be the league, but it'll win something for you." And you take that and you say, "Right, now you know how to win. Now you go." When I say long term, you go for a manager that hopefully you can keep between 4 to 5 years. Ingelsman or a Eric Van Den Haag.
Yeah.
You go for someone like that who's cutting their teeth in a slightly lesser league.
What about Zidane?
Elevation to the Premier League is like, wow, this is what I'm up against. And
what about Zidane?
You see Zidane, right? Zidane is he is a little bit like Mourinho in the sense of he will challenge the board, and our board don't want to be challenged. Hence why Ollie's still there. He's a perfect offer for them.
Dale, let me jump in there for 1 second. We're talking about an era where football managers don't last for more than 2 or 3 seasons. We've got a special exception with Klopp, who's done an amazing job at Liverpool. We've got another special exception with Pep at Manchester City, who's done obviously a fantastic job with them. I know we're not talking about the same caliber of manager, but it might not be a bad thing to have Ollie, because he would stay there for a number of years. He's not the manager to jump ship. So
no. He's not going to fall.
Norman's saying, yes, please. I hope he does. But he could stay there for a long time, Dale.
But you know what? This is what I said to somebody. If Ollie stays for a long time, his achievements will be breaking records rather than lofting trophies. So you have to decide what we want as fans. Do we want happy players and we finish top 4 and we lose a couple of semis and get to a final? Just miss out on a bad penalty shootout. Are we content with that, or do we say get a hard-nosed, arrogant son of a gun and win something? And in 2 years' time,
would you have him?
Get that hard-nosed son of a gun, and then you're going to be looking for another one in 2 years' time, and another one in 2 years' time, and another one in 2 years' time.
They'll be lining them up. They'll say, Leon Brown, in 2026, you want to come and manage Man United? After you've got stabilized Ajax and Ajax are doing well, you want to elevate and come and take over this big club for us. And you start sowing the seeds with the manager's agents and say, in 2024, we're not renewing his contract. Regardless of what he does, we're going another direction. And so these big clubs, they're appealingly. That's why Ollie is not going to fall on his sword. It's his dream job. Well, I think they're paying him, what, 9 million a season, Lee? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You're a financial.
You've just recently signed him up for a new contract.
Yeah, 3-year extension.
3-year extension.
It takes him to 9 million a season on a 3-year extension.
I mean, Ollie's a bit like Wenger short term, because as you said, commercially, you listen, they were lining up around the whole of Old Trafford, the whole of Manchester when my man landed, and the Sancho. I mean, you should have got Sancho. Was it 2 seasons ago? Yeah. I mean, look what's happening to him. £75 million.
But this argument about Sancho, Sancho had his chance. Sancho had his chance, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna knock him. It takes time to adapt from one team to another. He's played in the Premier League or for a Premier League club before. He moved away to Dortmund, and there was a fantastic few seasons out there. Yeah, the style of football in Germany is definitely different to the style of football out here in the UK. But when he came in, he was starting every game. And up until now, we're almost at Christmas, a couple of weeks before. He hasn't had an assist. He hasn't scored a goal. So I feel it for him. I'm happy. Huh?
No. Greenwood was starting over him, Lee.
No, he's had starts, Del. He has had starts.
No, bro.
No, Greenwood. He's been getting part bits.
Greenwood, brother.
Greenwood, bro. I mean, remember, he started him on the left, and everyone said he's a right winger. Why are you starting him on the left?
That's right. Okay,
you don't want to drop Greenwood, so you're playing him out of position for one, which is not fair to the kid.
So I know he's had a few starts, but I know let me change the word to minutes. Then he's had minutes. Yeah. He's had time on the pitch. Right?
Yeah, but Lee, if you look at and I always say this in any kind of sport, that you've got to give somebody 5 or 6 games and not drop him. Even when he's made some silly mistakes, you're like, I've got to stick with this guy. One family who he's going to see that I'm trusting him and he's going to fix it because he's a good footballer. You saw this at Dortmund. Dortmund didn't lie. He plays fairly well for England when he gets the looks. He's pretty decent for England. And so I look at it and say, I don't think our system suits him, Lee. And if he goes to a back 5 permanently, you might as well sell him, which is quite deep. Yeah.
Well, maybe the squad is just too big in and around that area. You've got Greenwood, you've got Rashford, you've got Martial who's still there. You've got Cavani. I mean, I know this now we're talking about forwards, but you've got Cavani and Ronaldo. I don't know how all these players can't fit in the same team, but we do have options.
What is it? Having a squad like that, which is top heavy, which we are, is not sustainable. Because you imagine if Pogba, Martial, Donny, and Lingard leave in January. That's huge. As in squad depth.
Yeah, because Pogba, he's obviously is he into his last year?
He goes for free in the summer.
He goes for free, so he can start talking to clubs.
Yeah, in January.
Van der Beek, again, another you paid 40 million for him. What's going on with him? I mean, I'm just looking at Sancho's starts, or he's mostly played as a sub, but he's had a total of 332 minutes.
Yeah, he's had games, man. That's like 5. That's
not. Yeah, but he's coming as a sub. The first couple of games he didn't start because they were saying obviously. I think it was because obviously he played in the Euros and everything.
He came back late, didn't he?
And everything. But people were now looking for him to start, but he's not ever started the game. He's come on as a sub, but he's kind of come on with I think probably maybe. I mean, the games that I've watched, he's come on with 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to really affect a game like that.
Yeah,
especially when you need a goal.
I'm trying to find the stats. I'm trying to find them as well.
Imagine in a game you come on and you're 2-0 up. It's very easy to get into the flow of that game. When you're chasing a game and you come on with 10 to 15 minutes, it's quite tough because now he's thinking, he's thrown me in it to get a goal. That's pressure before you even run onto the pitch. He's telling you, listen, go on and get. He started doing that with Greenwood at one point. I need a goal. Give me a goal, son. I know it's in you.
I mean, okay. So looking at it, he has started at least 3 times. At least 3. Right, he started against Leicester 65 minutes, and then he was off. He started against Newcastle 66 minutes. He started against Wolverhampton 66 minutes. He's had 3 shots in. He's had 3 shots in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games.
Any assists?
No assists, no goals, no reds, no yellows. He's had a total of 3 shots in, how many 6 games, 7 games here.
Yeah, but Lee is not a striker, Lee. We bought him to create, and he's not creating.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the point.
No. But I'm saying if he had now 6 assists and no goals, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that, Del. I'm okay
with that. But
I'm okay with that as well.
no assists. That's the problem.
But
So
no
he's not
goals,
getting
no
in,
assists.
and he's not. It's like he's not even vibing with the system, because the system doesn't allow him to play because
Guys, let me ask you a question. Is he falling into the same trap as Van der Beek? You know, you've got these expensive players. What I'm trying to say is that people are questioning why, you know, Sancho's not starting. It seems like he's got his favourite players, likes of Greenwood, Rashford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's got his favourite players? Oh, blatantly.
So do you think Sancho, because Rashford ain't going to go, obviously Martial will probably end up going, maybe end up probably at Newcastle, somewhere like that. But
remember, people seem to forget as well that Martial is still getting picked by the French team, and he's not getting game time with us. That tells you everything you need to know. That France are picking him for international, and he's not starting for us ever at the moment. And he's probably been encouraged by his French manager to get the heck out of Man United, find a new club, son.
Just going back to this thing where they said don't want to fall into the same trap as Arsenal, content with getting top four. I mean, it seems as if Man United have fallen into that, and it's not just not Man United. There's other teams. I mean, we used to get slated for saying we want to come top four and everything. Now, it's like as Wenger said, it's like another cup. Yeah, right now, you know that's where the money is. You're going to get players that will come to you. Wenger was working off a shoestring budget, you know, with the Emirates and everything, and so on and so on. And so, as best as he could, the best he could get was top four to sustain and get the players in. But he's had to sell players as well, to obviously pay off for the stadium and whatnot. So obviously Man United seems to have fallen into this category. It's not that they have to sell players or anything like that. Man United are not a selling club, But why have they got to this stage now, where you know they're content with top four? I know last season they got second place, but looking at the side this season, you know, it looks like that there's one place up for grab, which is that top four. I think the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City will secure that top three. Then that top four, that fourth place, is definitely be something that's going to be up for grabs. But we kind of sort of slightly moved away from sort of what do you think, Leon? Do you think that Conte would be a good fit? Do you think are you saying stick with Oli?
So Conte's gone. So Conte's gone. He's not available, right?
Right.
What I'm not for now.
That's happened. That's already happened.
I mean, according to Wikipedia, it's done.
According to the news, they've offered him an 18 month.
Yeah, so it's done, right?
Do you want to drink?
Yeah, I'm on the water, man. I'm all
right. So did we miss something? Yeah, maybe we did. Maybe we missed something, but you know, I'm not about changing managers. If we missed him, we missed him.
You said that a lot, Leon.
I'm just not about it. I'm not. For me, you can gain something.
I think now we're going to get contented because he's here to the end of the season.
Okay, so here's the difference now. Maybe we missed Conte, but I, for one, am definitely not content at top four. I don't know. That was a loaded question, bro. Are you content with top four? I am definitely not content with top four. I said it to you last time we was on the show, Norms, and I stand by it. If we are not winning a cup this season with that squad, Raphael Varane, Paul Pogba, Sancho, Rashford is the name. Rashford I was thinking of, Ronaldo, Cavani. I mean, if we're not winning a cup this season and really fighting hard to win that Premier League, we've missed it. We've missed something. I'm not happy if we're not winning something this season and Premier League top of the list.
Guys, this is how good that squad is, right? Someone sent me a picture of the starting 11 and their replacements, right? And the starting 11 were there with who would replace them, literally in every position, and that still never had Matic or Mata in that. That's how big that squad is.
Beautiful. We should be winning. We should be winning. I'm not happy with. I'm not happy. Dale, are you happy with top four?
No.
Okay, so you should be winning. So who's the problem?
For me, it's the coaches. And the reason why I'm not protecting Ollie, I'm just saying that he's good for the man management part.
Yes, Mr. Lingard. How you doing, brother?
I just think the coaching side, I think we're being let down by how they coach, because you have to remember, Oli bought Wan-Bissaka in his first season. How does Wan-Bissaka not be able to go down the line and cross the ball consistently? What are you doing?
But he didn't buy Wan-Bissaka for that.
Leon. He said he wanted to play 4-3-3 expansive football. That means Wan-Bissaka and Shaw got to get down there and whip balls in as well, mate, and overlap a Sancho and overlap a Rashford.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that wing back game, but you've seen Wan-Bissaka's attacking play improve over the last 2 seasons, because a couple of seasons ago he was really, really poor, amazing defense, but really poor attacking. This season he's doing better.
Yeah,
he's improving. At least I can see his game improving at the moment.
It should be levels now, though, and that's what I question about what's going on in the Premier League. I've seen videos of these guys practicing trying to chip into a dustbin. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And because they've all got money on it, and they're all lining up trying to chip balls from near the halfway line, near to the goal, into dustbins. I mean, no. I want you on the wing whipping balls in until you're sick and tired of doing it.
You've taken a snapshot, right? This is why I love talking to other Man U fans, right? You've taken a snapshot video of a 6-second clip from Twitter or wherever it's come from.
No. It was a long clip, you know.
Okay, so it was a 2-minute clip, right? So it was a 2-minute clip. All right, you know what, Del? Let's even make it a 5-minute clip of them trying to get the ball into the thing. Maybe they did it for 20 minutes. These guys are practicing day in, day out, right?
Or hitting the crossbar. If it ain't the bins, it's I don't want to see that, guys. I don't, honestly. Someone gave an example of the warm-up. Guys as a couple of guys that I follow on YouTube that they go to all the home games, and they were saying they were watching Man United's warm-up at Old Trafford compared to Liverpool's. Klopp had these guys in triangles, quick passing, moving. Man United guys are queuing up to take free kicks and stuff. And he was thinking, hold on. What is this? What are you doing? Liverpool were literally prepping how they were going to pick us apart with passes, and we were fighting over balls to test the goalkeeper with curly free kicks. And he said he just saw, he feared the worst from just the warm-up. Imagine. And he goes is a guy called Saeed, and he goes, big up Saeed.
Yeah, man.
You know Saeed, isn't he? He goes to Europe, and he said, I sat there, and I thought, what are we doing? What's Liverpool warming up? They're warming up to come and beat us up. And we're there trying to beat our own goalkeeper, rather than do some passes, getting some quickness, getting our legs fresh, getting our mindset to say, this is Liverpool. This is no joke. Respect to Mo Salah, Jancy. I'm giving you the props there, man. He's a bad man. He captures my fantasy league as well. I have no shame to tell you that.
Proper baller.
Ollie has a permanent smile on his face like Joker.
He smiles when he draws games, Leon.
He loves the game, man. I really love watching him play football.
Why are you smiling? No, I'm talking.
He's talking about Ollie, mate. Read the.
He's
sorry, I thought he was talking about.
Mo Salah, man. That guy.
Salah,
he plays with a smile on his face, but he makes everybody else cry.
Yeah. I mean, I had Liverpool guys on my fantasy league football beating me up after the 5-0. I said to them, click onto my team and see who my captain is. I'm no fool. Mo Salah's my captain, 39 points. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Game recognizes his name.
Yes, man.
And I hate that I have to captain him. But I'm trying to compete in a fantasy league.
Speaking about captains, Dale, let's have another one here.
Oh, don't get me started, Lee.
Come on, bro. Come on. Speaking about captains.
Come on. Hold on. I'm trying to find something.
I don't know. I tell you, against that game, I was literally screaming at the TV. And for anybody that doesn't know, just for the viewership, anyone doesn't know, we're talking about Harry Maguire. I was literally screaming at the TV, Dale. No, it wasn't nice.
Mate, how you paid 80 million for that guy? Can somebody please tell me?
Leicester
I know it's English tax. But come on, guys.
Do you know that the 80 million allowed them to build a brand new training facility? You imagine that? They took that Harry money and built state-of-the-art training facility at Leicester Football Club. Man, that thing's burning so bad.
Yo, if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
I know.
He was horrendous. He was horrendous against Atalanta. He was horrendous against Liverpool.
Yeah. And the thing is, as you know, leaders, you're leading the pack. So it's like a fish. They say a fish rots from the head.
Yeah.
And when you see these performances, how do you look up to your captain and perform when he's performing that way? Or how do you even respect him when he's performing that way?
Terrible.
When he's telling you, get wide, get closer. And you say, Harry, he's skinned you 4 times, mate.
Yeah. I mean, there are mitigating circumstances in the last game because Varane was playing. I mean, obviously, you had Varane next to him. He looked a lot more comfortable.
Not the point. Not the point, Norms. I hear you. Not the point. He should be. He's the team. He's a club captain. He should be able to adapt and play at a high level defensively, even if he hasn't got somebody like Rafa Varane next to him. The performance against Liverpool was horrendous. He was responsible, solely and personally responsible for probably about 3 of those 5 goals, I think.
Imagine. And you have to remember, people crucify Lindelof. I think Lindelof is a better defender. Lindelof captain Sweden as well. He's a better defender.
I used to crucify Lindelof 2-3 seasons ago. I was crucifying him, but he's improved a lot. Yeah. Right now, Harry Maguire needs to be sat down on the bench. He needs to be sat down.
Problem, Lee. Once you have the armband, how do you bench him?
You bench him, not you bench him, Del. He's not good enough. Bench him. So this is me. This is me, right? Now you know me in football.
Go feed.
I am not. He is. That's exactly what he is. He's a fish and chip footballer, man. I'm telling you. And I try not to get too animated about football because it ain't good for the blood pressure, right? But Harry Maguire needs to be put on the bench.
Yeah. Spurs will never be a good team. The best trophy is the spider in the trophy cabinet. Boy. But I tell you what, they did us all a favor, and lost. And that's the main thing. And I'm just pleased that, I just believe that Solskjaer will do great things with you guys.
I think that statement is for every fan in the league that is not Man United fan. All my friends are saying, D, well, he got to stay, bro. Come on, man. He's giving us bare entertainment. We're loving this right now. So that tells you everything you need to know, that everybody, apart from Man United, well, I say that, I think it's split, Leon. I have to agree that I think the fan base is split on Ollie, which is, that happens. It's fine. But I think
to their opinion.
They're happy that he's there. They're happy that he's there. They are.
Let me ask you this question, Leon. Do you think, with the players that you've got, and that you've got some world-class players on the pitch and off the pitch in terms of on the bench, do you think that this season you will win a major cup? And well, I really can't see you winning the title, but probably making the top 4 then.
Yes, we'll make the top 4.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the reason why I say that with such confidence. It's a long season. We've probably just reached a quarter of the way through the season.
Yeah, just about,
Right? It's a long season. Anything can happen. Injuries, transfer window coming up in January. There's a lot of stuff that can happen between now and the end of the season. And I know this is going to sound like a stretch. It's going to sound like a stretch, right? But let me say anyway, I still think we can challenge for the Premier League this season. I think we can challenge. Right, I'm gonna. You stay there, Norms. What are you looking at? Looking left and right. I think it's possible for us to put up a challenge.
Wait, just a minute. Sorry.
for the league this season. I'm not saying
we're gonna. Hold on a minute, yeah. Just a second, yeah.
You have a drink.
Yes. Yeah.
Listen, let me smoke a little bit more. No, honestly, I think it's not impossible for us to mount a challenge this season. I'm not as confident that we'll win, even though on paper, I think we've probably got one of the best squads on paper. But I think we'll make a challenge. Let me say it like that.
Man, he's playing FIFA, he says.
And you know what? And this is we've always gone on runs. Right,
yeah,
and I think it depends on when you go on a run as well. I think that is key, because I think we're all going to drop points to each other. That always happens.
You go on a run of 5 wins. You go on a run of 5 wins on a row. The league table looks completely different. 5 wins in a row, 4 wins in a row.
That's how tight it is, Leon.
Yeah,
that's how tight the league is now. That when you drop 2 points, it's noted. It's like you got 2 points this weekend, because Liverpool dropping 2 points. Did us a massive favour, really, and that's
City. Man City.
City. After City dropped all 3, didn't they?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
do you think with Man City, because Man City, you've seen them go through these bad patches, and then all of a sudden they just go on this mad run. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Now, last season they played with a false nine, and because of Aguero, pretty much. And just let me just say this now: prayers go out for him, because obviously I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard. What's up?
He got stretched off.
Yeah, he got stretched off. I think it was something to do with his heart, but he was like, he was out of rhythm or something like that. So they took him to the hospital there. He didn't collapse or nothing like that, but he
just clutched his chest. He couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And they stripped him off in the game. Yeah.
So just prayers out for him as well. But just going back to with Man City, because they play with a false nine, they haven't got a target man. And when you watch them against, I didn't watch the game, but watching some of the highlights, you could see they couldn't break Crystal Palace down. They just couldn't break them down. They were trying to play around them, and it just didn't work. They need a target man, and someone like a Harry Kane, who right now the guy's gone missing. You know what I mean? I don't know what's happened to him. He's literally just gone proper missing. Maybe with Conte now coming to the side now, that could all change. And
gamble on Harry, Norman.
Say that again, mate.
If you're Man City, do you gamble on Harry in his state of mind now he is now? I think mentally he's struggling. 150 mil? Nah, I don't take that gamble.
I think the fact that he missed out because promises were probably made to him.
Yeah.
And now they've gone back on it, and so he's down tools mentally. Yeah. But you can see that's coming to fruition in terms of how he's playing. You got to remember, this guy has only scored one Premier League goal
in 10 games.
In 10 games.
Yeah, 10 game weeks, isn't it? Wow.
Ridiculous. Yeah. So with someone like a Harry Kane, and the reason why I'm saying, if they did I know what you're saying, that would you spend that kind of money on him? But if they did spend that money on him, then just let's just put it out there. If they did get him in January, do you think Man City could possibly go on and win the league?
I think if he goes there, I think his mindset changes. I think Pep puts an arm around him and he goes out there and balls, because he's going to get the service, that's for sure. Because you remember, watch him play now, he's coming deep into midfield to get the ball all the time now.
Absolutely. One time he was playing in
defense. You can see that he's just like, sorry, I don't want to be here, but I've got to look like I'm trying. And he doesn't look like he's trying now. It's quite bad to watch, actually, because that is our England captain as well.
I don't know if Man City want him. If I was Man City right now, I would be holding out for Haaland from Dortmund next season.
Exactly, bro.
Get through 70 million get through this season. If they bring Kane in the summer, I mean, I think they'll be looking at Kane right now and thinking that they got away with something, right? That they got away with it. They should just wait to the end of the season and bring in Haaland. I think that, and then they'll win the season after. Haaland will be a great buy for City. I'd love him to come to United, to be honest, but we're too top heavy, as you said, Dale. But I think he'll go City.
I mean, Cavani. I mean, he won't be there next season, though, will he?
Now he's gone in the summer, isn't he? He's gone. Cavani's gone in the summer. Yeah.
If it does go, okay. Question for you guys: If it does go pear shaped for you, yeah. If you don't make the top four, do you think Ronaldo will hang about?
No. It's Varane. These guys are champions. They call Varane Champions League Varane. Ronaldo has done his business, broken the records in Champions League. They're not playing Europa League football. Trust me.
No,
Varane might be stuck with it. But I think Ronaldo is a rolling contract thing, I think.
Is it?
He's on 2 years. Is he on 2 years? I think he's on 2 years.
Is he?
With an option for one, I think. I can't quite remember.
Sure. Yeah, because that would take him 38.
36.
Take him 30. I mean, the thing with Ronaldo, I'm so happy to have him back. Not necessarily as a striker, not because of his football ability on the pitch. It's because he's a man. He's a club guy, and I think what he's going to do for Mason Greenwood, what he's going to do for Sancho, what he's going to do for Rashford, what he's going to do for those young boys coming through right now, it's going to be incredible. And I see him staying on at the club even after he's finished his playing career. I hope he does. I mean, there's obviously the possibility to go back to Portugal, to Sporting Lisbon, or to wherever. But I hope he stays at the club in some way, shape, or form. And that was the biggest reason why I was happy for him to come back. Not really for the football, a little bit obviously for the football because he's great. He scored some amazing goals for us already. But if we can keep him at the club, I think that's going to be the biggest.
I mean, the guy demands a lot. He demands a lot.
I said that on Saturday. The volley, that volley can't be taught. Did you see the way he didn't even think about it? It was all natural instinct.
His movement. Watching play, his movement in the box.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, it's not, he might have lost his pace, but boy,
just talking about that volley was so good because he anticipated that the defender was going to miss that ball.
Yeah,
right. Because the defender was coming.
It was his movement because he kind of pulled the defender out, and then he just moved out and just create the space for himself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you look at the missed header, it was probably like quarter of a foot. He missed the header, and he just put his laces straight through it.
Yeah.
And
the header that he scored, the winning header that he scored against Atalanta the week before, amazing goal. I mean,
but you know, I'm hearing all these expletives and not expletives, but you know, hearing all these great stuff that you're talking about. It seems as if, you know, if anybody's going to save Ollie's job, is Ronaldo.
Yep. And there we get Curtis. See. Curtis was holding the ball against his ribs.
She ain't letting that one go.
Tell Jansen that Curtis was holding the ball against his ribs.
But do you think
he got a red card for that? You know, very close.
Yeah, he should have got a red card. He should have got a red card, but the referee bottled it. But do you think that, you know, if Ronaldo wasn't there, mate, do you think you guys will be where you are now? Seriously, because
yes, because I rate Cavani.
Okay,
I think we'd be higher.
Yeah, I actually rate Cavani. I think we've changed our game to accommodate Ronaldo, which was always going to happen.
Yeah,
and like Fergie said, you don't drop your best player. That was Fergie sniping at Ollie, saying you don't drop your best player.
Yeah,
and before he came there, Ollie came out quite a few times and said Mason Greenwood is our best natural finisher.
Yeah,
and then Ronaldo came and Mason was back on the wing. So the idea was that Mason was going to learn from Cavani how to really play that centre forward role. And then Ronnie came on, and that kind of like back on the wing, maybe. And so
he has been accused of not sort of running for the team. That's probably not his game, but
it's not what we bought him for to run. You don't want Ronaldo tracking back. You want Ronaldo getting on the end of every cross that comes into that box. He's not that player anymore. He's not that on the wing thing. I'm to Jancy. You know what I mean? He's just not that player anymore. So to say, we don't track back, he was never coming in to track back. Yeah. He's a header and a tapping merchant. Every now and again, he's going to give you a whirly like he did Saturday, and put his lace through a ball on the back post. And the goalkeeper's just going to watch it go in and not even bother moving. Because that's how hard he hit it.
Yeah.
And he looked after his body as well. For 36 years old in that sport, he's still a very fit man.
I mean, for Arsenal, you know, boy, I mean, looking at where we are now, whether we've turned the corner or not, I don't know. As I said, it's a long season. But would I have taken Conte? I think I would have probably taken Conte. After kind of reading some of the stuff, his bio, and, you know, the time that he spent with clubs, you know, I mean, he's left 8 clubs or 9 clubs after 2 years.
Yeah.
So on average, you know, he spends 2 years at a club and then he moves on.
And that's his model, Norm. And I'm okay with that, you know.
Yeah. I think Leon is more of that consistent, you know,
but
5-6 years, get some stability. Do you know what I mean? Because
if you can get it,
he's going to go to Tottenham. Yeah. How long is he? I mean, I don't know how quick he's going to be able to turn that team around. Yeah, I mean, because right now they're rock bottom. Is he going to go in there, which doesn't look like he's going to go in there with, you know, his arm around them? He's going to go in there, mate, demand a lot from them. And then say that again, mate.
He has them training twice a day and all sorts, apparently.
Yeah,
that's his regiment. Like, you're not sneaking up for a sneak around a golf this afternoon. I need you back here at 3 o'clock before it gets dark.
Yeah,
run through some stuff. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Calvin Robbie. Say,
like
Yo, listen. Well, listen. I folks. Oh yeah, Calvin. If you didn't know this, yeah, Calvin is a Tottenham supporter. Yeah.
Okay.
Unlucky, mate. Never
So
mind.
yeah, you hear that, Calvin? Unlucky, brother. He does eye folks. Ronaldo was really Fergie making sure the Glazers didn't allow Man City to get him.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was all commercial. That was, even though he was going to play, it was a commercial move. And you don't let someone like that go to Man City. You just don't. You figure it out and say, Ollie, I'm sorry, I'm disrupting you, but he's coming. I don't think Ollie liked that. To be honest with you, I don't think, because he knew the pressure that Ronaldo's going to put him under. Because everyone's saying, "You got Ronaldo, mate. What's going on? You got Ronaldo."
Who would you rather have at the club, Del? Ronaldo or Ollie?
Ronaldo.
Simple.
That's why Ollie never should have got the job.
Yeah.
Well,
it's managing egos as well, as you know, Leon. In anything,
exactly what I was saying before. Those egos are massive. Pogba, you think it's easy to handle Pogba in that dressing room? You think it's easy to handle Sancho or keep him on the bench? You know, it's a job. And Ollie doesn't look to me like the type of character that has a large ego. He doesn't look to me that kind of domineering, dictatorial type of manager. He looks like the arm around, kind of more consolidatory kind of manager.
If you remember when Sir Alex and Wenger were at the helms, no player earned more money than them two guys.
There you go.
That was the rule. Like, you can get him in, but you're not paying him more than me.
Correct.
That way you can never say, listen, I earn more than you. No player can ever say that to Wenger. Or now it's different. And I think that's why it's changed. That whole model of managers has changed, where you're going to have the top players on the same money, if not more than the boss. And so you kind of, ooh, Kelvin.
I love you, Calvin.
But yeah, I mean, as for us, I mean, listen, there was a point where we was really, I mean, at the start of the season, mate, I just wanted that guy gone. I couldn't care less who just come in. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, look at that guy from Brighton, the manager for Brighton, who I would take. I think is a great manager. You know, he's working with
solid as well.
Graham Potter.
Yeah, Graham Potter. He's got them solid.
You take Graham Potter? I like his football.
I actually think Old Trafford's too big for him, Norm.
Right. So you're looking for
no pressure up down on the coast. There's no pressure. If you manage Brighton, Southampton, those coastal teams, there's not pressure down there. You come into the theatre of dreams. Oh my goodness. You get sleepless nights. Your wife probably going to leave you and all sorts, because you can be a nightmare when you come home. Because the pressure because he won't be able to unwind at Old Trafford too much, especially if the results don't start going his way initially. If he came in and off the bat he gets 4 or 5 wins, he's just like, rah, I've just into this. But if he comes and loses a couple, and the fans, you know, how the fans
they're on you.
Yeah.
And so Ollie with 9 lives. That's all I've got to say, bro. Ollie with 9 lives.
Literally the ultimate cat.
Wow.
And he wins when he has to, Leon. You think about it, Leon. Every time since he's been here, where you say he's gone, he's done, and then he pulls it out of the bag on a Saturday or Sunday, and you think, this dude.
Del, you're giving me jokes today.
Well, listen, it's obviously looking like Conte is going to go to Tottenham.
Yeah. So Ollie stays to the end of the season, Norm.
Ollie stays to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
Not really, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Is what it was. It is. What about you, Leon?
Well, I'm definitely not Ollie out. I'm definitely not like he's time to go right now. You know, I'm much more, you know, let's see how he does towards the end of this season, what he can do with that team. He's spent a lot of money already. We know that he spent a lot of money on that squad.
You're going to trust
who would we replace him with right now? That's the other thing. And what better options do we have right now? I don't know if there are many.
Because the only person that's available is Zidane.
Is he? But is he available, like ready to go? Or
yeah, apparently they're saying that if we came and offered him what he wanted and money to strengthen in the areas, i.e. a proper CDM, then he'd be up for it. But that is Twitter talk and social media talk. But that's what they said, that he would want to get a proper CDM in rather than this McFred thing. But
because you're missing that. You're missing the proper CDM, aren't you?
Yeah, because it allows everything to flow better.
I think Fred does that job, you know.
I know. Kills us, Leon.
That's the problem, because again, the fans have split on Fred. You know what I mean?
I like him. I don't care. I like him.
This Brazilian is a footballer.
I mean, you see, Fred, right? I've watched Fred a few times with Brazil, right? And he's a different player in that system, in that Brazil system. He handles his business for Brazil. And so you just like, okay, what am I missing here then with Fred?
It's got to be down. It's got to be down to coaching.
The system,
down to the coaching, Leo. Yeah. It's got to be down to the coaching.
I think he's a baller. I like how he plays. I think he could handle that CDM role by himself, probably with the right system. He could handle that CDM like Claude Makelele. You know, like he used to have some of these. There's another one I can't quite remember his name. Another famous.
You know what? People said, "Oh, he gives the ball away a lot," but the reason why he gives the ball away a lot is because he's trying to progress the football. He's not going sideways like McTominay. He's trying to progress the football. And people say, "Oh, he's giving the ball away." I said, "Watch what he's trying to do, because he does this for Brazil and it comes off." But
how about this as a manager?
In the right way, Steve, stop it, Jens. He's available though, which is right.
He is available.
He's available.
So is Sam Allardyce.
Listen, you know what? Joking aside, though, I mean, Newcastle are linked with a manager. I can't remember who it is. It's guy. I can't remember his name. I think he was supposed to go to Spurs, but I don't know what his name is. Finch. I can't pronounce his name. Finencho or something. I can't remember the actual spelling of his name, but he's linked with Newcastle now. But I'm looking at Newcastle's plight right now, yeah? You know, with the money that they've got, they're sitting second from bottom, lost again. Someone like a Steve Bruce, mate, needs to get them out of that hole. Because right now, I can't see where they're going to get another win from. I just can't see. I can't see.
Did you mean someone like a Sam Allardyce?
Welcome to the what has Conte got to prove by going to Spurs? It's true, you know.
Of course it is.
Because it's not an ambitious move, is it, for him?
What's going to happen? He's not going to win with Spurs. I don't see him winning the league with Spurs.
And I don't see him qualifying for Champions League either, Leon.
What is the point of Conte going to Spurs?
Got a good point there.
He's got a brilliant point.
But do you know what? Do you know what? Conte could actually. I mean, listen. The chat is going mad now. But let me just keep up with the chat. Okay, so Conte. Okay, let's face it. Nuno was choice number. I think he was choice number 8. 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he was way down the list. He should have never taken that job. He should have never taken it.
And he never needed the money. That was the thing either. He didn't need the money. So why go to Spurs and ruin your career? Not ruin it, but derail it.
He had a great thing going at Wolves. He was liked there. That the fans loved him.
Yeah, because he walked away from that job, didn't he?
Yeah, he walked away. Yeah, he wasn't fired. He walked away. Yeah, his contract was up. He didn't renew the new contract. He wanted a new challenge, but Spurs wasn't it.
Guys, if you're on just a minute, guys. If you're on, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're new. Thank you for those people that are in the chat. This has been a crazy, crazy evening. You know, we're asking the question: as Arsenal and Man United missed a trick with Conte, it seems as if he's a short-term manager. Yeah. Obviously, his management skills is not as we would want it. It's whether the players, the players, especially the modern players today, they like an arm around them. You can't say too much about it. Not like the Fergie days. You know, all those old managers that they will do you a certain way. You have to have a hard backbone when it comes to dealing with players back then and managers back then. But the players today, they need to be sort of like reinforced and all of that, you know what I mean? And then they're down tools when things ain't going right, you know what I mean? When you put on that shirt and you walk over that white line, mate, you start performing. You're playing for the badge, and in some cases, even for Arsenal, Man United, you got players where the badge man is just weighing them down because it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? But I'm wondering if the badge is weighing down Mr. Slabhead.
Well, I think between the badge and the captain's armband, she never got it. It's like anything. It's almost like you move down from the Midlands to London. You walk into a big London church as a musician, and within 2 weeks you're the MD. Nah, stop. That's never happening.
I like that analogy. I like that analogy.
I just roll my bass and suddenly I'm the MD at a big church. Like, he just got here. How's he the MD? I don't care how well he plays. He just got here. And there's a respectable pecking order in football.
Yeah.
And you
Like who though, Del? Who else would you put as MD? Is using your example. Who else would you put as MD right now?
well,
I mean,
at
Old Trafford, he had been there long enough.
he should have given it to the goalkeeper.
Right.
Yeah, he should have given it to the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Pogba was still talking about he may be going, he may not be. So you can't. Luke Shaw, because of his whole fitness issues and stuff.
Rashford, do you think Rashford's ready?
The boot kicked at them.
No, I think Rashford doesn't need that extra pressure right now. I think Rashford needs to play.
Ronaldo?
Well, the thing is, I would give it to Ronaldo because he's been here before.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd give it to him, yeah.
And I think he's going to stay, like you said, Leon. I think he's got ambitions to run that ship if they allow him.
Come on.
Edison himself after taking over from Gerrard. Would you agree with that?
Say that again, Norms?
Henderson in the chat there. Henderson had to prove himself after taking over from Gerrard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can I say this
You know what, as well? And that's a good point, Jans, because Klopp is not afraid to bench Henderson and give Virgil or one of them the armband, even though he's still the club captain.
Yeah.
Now, Ollie ain't benching Slabbed. He ain't benching him. And because of the 80 million price tag and the armband, those two things guarantee he starts every game, as awful as he can be at times. It's horrible to watch.
Just going back on that Henderson point, I'll be straight with you. I never used to rate Jordan Henderson. I've seen him play live. There's something about him which I just don't like. I don't know. It's nothing personal, but I've got to tell you, with all honesty, Jordan Henderson is a bad boy footballer, and Liverpool.
Leo, come on, man! Everyone likes
Liverpool play way better with him in the team than with him out of the team. And the pass that he made for what's my guy Salah.
That was levels, Leo, wasn't it?
That pass was like, I was like, you know what, son? You just made a believer out of me. You just made a believer out of me.
That pass took like 3 players, you know.
Wicked.
Like 3 months. And
I was like, all right, you know what, Jordan?
Okay,
hey, go and put your shirt on. Go and get your shirt on.
Now you're talking, Leon.
Go and get your shirt on. I'll be honest with you. He made a believer out with that one pass. I'm like,
all right.
That was cool. That was
all
good.
right, I'll give you your props.
Was it your spirit?
I'm gone again.
Let's go. Yeah.
Oh my God! Listen, guys. Listen, guys. This has been great. This has been great, lads. I mean, look. Okay, so we're coming down to the close. We've been on for an hour and a half, and I want you to go and get your dinner. I haven't eaten my dinner yet. You're gonna yam my food, you know what I mean? But just to say, Conte has gone to Tottenham, and I think I've heard you both say that you don't think he's going to win the league with them. He may possibly win the Europa Conference League. Yeah, so they'll probably have their first trophy in the cabinet with the spider.
David, I saw that one coming on the chat.
You know what, Dave? It's not even about the one pass. The way he galvanizes that Liverpool when he comes off the bench and they're a bit shaky, he comes off the bench and he just galvanizes that middle of the park. You know, I think there's a lot of respect from those players, even the ballers. They respect what he brings to the table. So as much as we can run joke about the baller passing thing, I think that he's a steady Eddie that every club needs. Yeah, he really is. A bit like Milner, like very consistent. You know what you're going to get. Whatever he says on the tin, that's what you're getting. Yeah. And he delivers when he has to deliver. He don't let you down. You put him on, he's not letting you down. And I think every big team needs those kind of players to balance it out with the superstars, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh dear, Chelsea's fortunate to have Thomas Tuchel. I think that's who Calvin is referring to.
Yeah, good manager.
Good. Ozzy Jansen's talking about Henderson. He's a leader, which he is, and you need that. And Ronaldo, for you guys, he's a leader. Do you know what I mean? I think for us now, Gabriel, for us, he's definitely turned into leader. Ramsdale, we're seeing more grit and mentality. What was it? This one true about Millie. Dave's saying Endo's primarily a square ball player. Right.
Well, I think you're getting him probably mistaken with McTominay, my friend. McTominay is a square. I mean, McTominay hides from Fred passing.
I don't think Hendo is a square ball player. He's always looking for that long ball, for that crossfield pass. And I've watched him play football. I thought he was so bland and so ordinary, but his game's come on, man. I actually rate him.
No, Klopp was taking him from Sunderland. Yeah, you know what I mean. When I heard he was going to Liverpool, I'm like, from Sunderland. You're joking, man. Do you know what I mean? And then he's taken people like Robertson from Hull. Look what that guy's doing, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I suppose when you look at the
coach now,
sorry,
it means that they're being coached as well.
Yeah. And that's one thing. I mean, Conte is not the sort of manager that's gonna want to be coaching young players. He wants ready-made players, a bit like Mourinho. Yeah. And they need to be hard back, you know, and be able to take the cussing and whatnot. Whereas players like in Liverpool, you can see that he's brought through the young players like Alexander, Curtis, all these players he's bringing through. And for me, you know, he's a good manager. You know, I can't take it when he comes on the pitch and he's big king teeth and I'm smiling with everybody. I always have a go at my missus. I said, what am I killing teeth for? What am I king teeth, man? You know what I mean? But he's a good manager. He's a good manager and he will take young players, develop them. And, you know, how long do you think, I mean, just quickly, how long do you think Klopp has got at Liverpool?
That's the magic question, isn't it? Because I actually think he wants another Premier League and another Champions League. Okay. And then he might fancy something perhaps new. But I think if they want him to stay and offer him whatever he wants, basically what you just put down what you want to get paid and we'll pay it, then he could be very much long term there.
I don't see a reason.
I hope not.
I don't see a reason for us to leave Liverpool at all. There's no
guys, but listen, guys. I mean, interesting. Yeah, this is interesting because you know the average. I mean, right now, Pep and Klopp seem to be the longest. I think managers now, isn't it? Am I right, guys?
Yeah, still Dodge as well.
Right now, I mean, Pep. Obviously, he's still trying to win this Champions League. I don't know if he will win it this year, but say if he does win it this year and then he steps down from managing Man City, he will probably take a year out. Would you take him at Man U?
Klopp?
Pep.
No, Pep.
Pep. Yeah, I'm taking Pep, you know.
Now look at Leon. That's interesting.
And the reason why I'm saying that, right, because he's no nonsense. He is a bit of a baby, but he has a philosophy of how to play the game. And the mere fact that he won the title playing false nines tells you everything you need to know about the guy. He understands the game. And this is a tough league to do that in.
Del, let me just one fan. This is, like I said, I love having slightly different points of view with a love for the same club, right? Would you really take Pep Guardiola at Man U after he's just dominated the league for like 6-7 years at Man City?
That's why I would take him, because he's a dominator.
No way. Would you have Arsene Wenger at Man U?
But they always said it. Say with chess again.
No, because he's a fossil.
Yeah.
Pep ain't a fossil, bro. That's why I take him as a dominator.
No
he's
way.
coming there and
it's too late.
What I said this to Liverpool guys. I said, you swap me Ollie for your man, because all these Liverpool guys that are Ollie in, I said, swap. Give us Klopp. You take Ollie because he's that good.
And you would still take Klopp, would you? You can't take Klopp. We can't take Klopp now after he's just been in the league. We couldn't. We can't take.
You know what? We are in a result-driven business, Leon.
No, come on, Del. Come on, Del.
Obligated.
Listen, you can argue while I just take a drink, yeah? Sorry.
I totally hear you. You know the true crossing of the rivers and all that.
Yeah, no, not Klopp. No. What would Liverpool fans say? We would be the laughing stock.
He's become a legend and he wouldn't come.
Neither would Pep. So, yeah, neither would Pep come to Man U.
And you know what? You see this, Jancy? I actually said I would take Rafa at the start of the season. I said that. People laughed at me. And I said, you know what?
He's an organizer.
he knows.
Benitez.
Yeah,
Oh, Dell.
the Spanish man well. That's
I
how
love
poor
you.
he is, Leon.
I do love you, bro, because I tell you what, you are hardcore Man U to the core. But
Jan said he wouldn't go to Man U. No, he wouldn't.
Yeah. David's saying Pep wouldn't leave City to join another Premiership team, though.
Nah, he go elsewhere, David.
You know what? I think he
You're
would.
right.
Where's he got to? Where's he been? Where he's won a league and won the Champions
He
League?
managed in Italy. I don't know. He's managed in Italy. He's managed in Germany. He's managed here. I don't think he's managed in Italy. He'll probably go to Italy next. Juventus or something like that.
So, yeah.
I mean, right now, Juventus. Look at what's happening with Juventus right now.
Yeah.
And then you look at La Liga right now. My gosh, Barcelona. What's going on with that?
Yeah, they're suffering, aren't they?
They're suffering out there, man.
They just fired their manager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But this is the thing, Leon, what I talked about earlier, pulling the trigger. The big clubs competing for everything, pull the trigger when it's going messy.
Yeah.
They're not waiting to see, okay, giving 9 more lives.
Yeah. And let me say this.
Sorry. All right, let me say this. The point is we are working as a club. We are working with a different philosophy, right? We're working with a different philosophy. We're working with a philosophy that says, let's get a manager in, let's keep him in there for the long term, and let's support him to get to his goal. That's the reason why they brought Oli in. They could have brought Conte in or somebody like that at the time. But our philosophy of management is different. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's the way that football is right now. I think football has actually changed right now to a 2-3 year philosophy. But as a club, we are still on, let's bring the manager in, let's keep him there, let's support him on the goal. That's why Ollie's going to stay for a while. Because
he's the perfect buffer for the Glazers. I think I said this on the chat this day, that what Ollie takes for the Glazers, that's why they gave him the extension, because the fans know that Ollie's never going to come out and talk about them in public in a press conference. Doesn't matter how he gets baited, he's going to always say that he's getting what is what, he's happy with his squad, even though he knows he's not quite happy with his squad. He says the right things.
He's a company man. He's a company man. That's why I like him.
And I'm not sure I always agree with company men, though, because them same company men behind closed doors than a certain grandmother.
No.
You know the ones. That's how I see it, man. I'm like,
ruthless, bro.
And I know I'm hard. I know I'm hard on him. I know I'm hard on Ollie. I am, because
he's a club man. I like what Man U are doing. They're keeping it. You know, they've put in a club guy he's I would say bordering legend state. It's not quite legend. He's been a long-standing servant of the club, and all they need to do, have him there. Look, do you know what they need to do? Keep him as the face. And I come into line with what you've said and fully agree. Put a different coaching staff behind him, because that could work for a very long time.
I think so, yeah. Yeah. Because remember, he came out last year and said that he didn't coach a team. That was enough for me, you know. He actually said it. I don't actually coach the team, which is okay, you know.
Yeah, it's fine. Let him be the face.
The coaches in.
Yeah.
This is why we go back to church. This is why bishops have assistant associate pastors. They can't do everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Otherwise, it crumbles.
Yeah.
The one-man show crumbles. So he's got to get some better coaches in there. That's just a fact.
I think what we, as people on this stream, I think what we all got in common is that we want the best for our clubs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're looking at our managers. They're proper under the spotlight. We're looking at them thinking, you know, these are two guys that have taken on gigantic clubs. Yeah. You know, Man United being the biggest club in the world, and then if you look at just in England, where I think you're the first behind Liverpool, then Arsenal. Yeah. And if you look at the days when we used to, you know, do battle with each other and rock up, and I remember, you know, those days. Listen, man, you know, when I wore that reminiscent, that burgundy shirt in my last stream, Leon, and 2006, you know, memories.
But no, don't you think that you want to win the league when Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal?
Hey, let's let them. We got Sam
balling out.
In the house. You know who that is?
I bet you that's Peter, innit?
Peter, bro.
I knew. I
send him the link and tell him to come on this thing. You know, this man is doing me bad, bro. Yeah. If you need the link, it's on the Arsenal man's them. Click on the link and come on and show your face, man. What to you?
And that's how I want to win the league, when everybody has all their players back from injury and we all balling. and you get to the last game of the season and you win the title by goal difference or by a point, that's when you know the Premier League is insane.
Aguero! Greatest season ever.
Oh, those days.
Yeah. Calvin's actually right there.
You know what? Talking about that, I don't know if Leon, I don't know if you remember. I think we was all around. Funny enough, we was around Peter's house that time. France Mary, yeah, it was in the bedroom. We watched when Arsenal went to Man U and did you guys? You know, that was great. That was great. Do you remember that, San Francisco? Yeah, you remember that, Mr. Peter? Yeah, wow. We was at your house, man. And Leon, I'm sure Leon was there as well. You was there, Leon. I remember you was there, bro.
I remember that one.
He was wearing the gold shirt, man. Come on.
Don't remember.
You do remember. What? You really don't remember. Yeah, it's because you were smoking that thing in it. But no, I mean, we want the best for our clubs. I just think it's the owners right now that's holding us back. They're not making the right decisions concerning the way the club has been run. You know, we run like a commercial club. You know, it's all about shirts. You know, every minute Arsenal sending out how many different kits, how many training gears. You just can't keep up. Yes, man. Yeah, Will Todd. It was Will Todd. Yeah, Leon remembers it. His nose is great. Long you know who it is, bro.
That's a name from the past year, goodness.
You know what I mean? But we all want the best for our club. We want the best for our club, and I just think it's the owners right now that are keeping us back. It's not. Listen, it's not Solskjaer's fault. It's not Arteta's fault that they're going to say yes to a big job like this.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if somebody approached you, Leon, and said, "Look, do you want to manage Man United?" Yeah, even if I'm being like, you know, if you said, like, they said, "I want you to manage Man United for a day," you would jump at the chance, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
same with you,
obviously, 100%.
Yeah, much more. They're coming to him and say, "Listen, we want to give you a 2-3 year contract to come and manage these great clubs."
Yeah,
and I think it's the management right now. The management or the hierarchy is pulling us back. And until they you know see the light, you know, we're going to be having these conversations. They need to be brave, take the decisions to get rid of these managers, because, you know, I mean, as I said, Ollie's got 9 lives. Arteta seems to have 9 lives as well.
But see, with Ollie as well, though, Norm, he's at the backing of the press. You know, the press ain't gone at him how they could have gone after him.
Yeah,
and I think that has helped him out a lot.
But why would they have gone at him? I mean, for what reason would they have gone at him? He had a humiliating defeat against Liverpool. Up until that point, he's done all right for the club. Up until that point, he hasn't done badly.
But he's been the nearly man, Leon. Who wants a nearly man?
When won a trophy.
Yeah, and the thing is, man,
won a trophy under Ollie.
But this is what I said to someone just the other week. Like, Man United is my company. You spend 460 million in my company and nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're still there, unfortunately. That's how I see it, because it is a business. We are commercial, hence why some signings are commercial. I think, like I said, Sancho was a commercial signing because we needed a CDM. So we actually didn't need Sancho, but we still bought him because the young kids remember, he was supposed to get the number 7 shirt as well.
Yep.
Imagine that. And then Cavani wouldn't give it up. But then Cavani gave it up for Ronaldo.
Well, he's hierarchy, isn't it?
Recognizing game. So, you know what I'm saying? He gave it up for Ronaldo, but he weren't giving it up for Sancho.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you just come lately. You're not getting my number 7.
Yeah, that's right.
But when Ronaldo came, I'm like, bro, take the shirt. I'll go back to my club, to my international number. And that's what Cavani did. So we are so commercial. It's frightening how the next deal. I mean, if you look at when they do interviews and you see all the commercial sponsors in the background, half of these, I'll be Googling this stuff saying, who are they?
Yeah.
We're sponsored by Madness, honestly. Just be on the back of those interview boards after games or before games. And so this tells you how commercial we've been. Now, Calvin said something about them taking money, the Glazers. The Glazers run the American outfit exactly the same as Man United. They keep skimming off, selling shares here and there, taking $1 million here and $1 million there. They're making jokes, mate. They're not clearing the debt, Calvin. They're not actually clearing the debt. We are still laden with the debt. And they're skimming off dividends checks and skimming off shares. Oh, sell how many shares now? Cash in whatever, 2.5 mil here and a 5 mil there.
We all know that football has changed because
Yeah.
15, 20 years ago, it was a fan-led sport.
Yep.
Right? Fans determined what happened with their club. And if you think of where football started, it started from the grassroots with the people that lived in the local area, traveling to the club to support that club. Now, we've, however many years down the line, you've got Manchester United, which is the most supported club in the world. Of course, it's a business, and it should be a business. I almost wouldn't have it any other way.
Exactly.
It's the right way to run sport in this day and age. So I think, and I was really unhappy about the Glazers, the way they were running the club some years back, but they've been there long enough now. We have been challenging, if not winning. So, I mean, it's the way sport's going to be right now. The owners are going to be using those clubs as cash cows. I don't see it any other way.
And I don't know if you realise, but we are lumbered with the Glazers because of Fergie.
Don't put down Fergie though, bruv.
No, not putting down. Hold on. Fergie fell out with the Horsey people, the McManuses, the Irish family that had United, and then they got so murky that they just did the deal and sold it off and walked away. That's how we end up with the Glazers. And even Fergie used to say, when we wanted him to strengthen the squad, Leon, you remember this quote? There's no value in the market. I don't know how many times Ferguson said that in the rebuild. We won in 2013.
Yeah, I used to hear that.
He walked away from it. He didn't want to rebuild the squad again. That squad was not dead, but old.
He won that squad by the skin of his teeth, and he knew he wasn't coming back.
Right. A lot of people.
That's why he got Van Persie in.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that. Yeah, Glazers are cruel, exploiting.
You had to get that one in, didn't you?
Yeah.
What, Van Persie?
Van Pagan, man. Van Persie.
Persie's a great footballer.
Like Robin.
Yeah.
Bad man for Man United.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right.
They left because
yes, yeah. I understand. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I get it. Yeah. You behave yourself. Just behave yourself in the house. I'll just put you in the back room. Yeah. Just behave yourself. Listen, guys. We could talk all night. The chat has been lively. I don't even know if we've even answered the question with regards to Conte. Have we missed a trick or not? I
think we have one. I think we have.
Yeah.
Personally, 2-year contract and let me what you gotta do.
Do you think we've missed a trick?
Yeah, but yes, we have. Yeah, but
I would say yes, because knowing what this guy can do, and I just can't have Tottenham being in the top 4 or winning the trophy. I don't even want to
never win anything, man. Tottenham will never win anything. Tottenham will never win anything. Sorry, Cal. I'm sorry, Cal. Me and your boy still, but it's been how long have you supported Tottenham for, Cal?
Yeah. How long have you been supporting Calvin? I'm Tottenham for Calvin.
It's a long life, man. That's a painful journey, bro.
Put it in the chat. How long have you been a Spurs supporter?
Well, the Lord is on show, brother Calvin, patience.
We'll take
Amen. Long suffering, innit?
I think he's a bit shy to put it in the chat. You know what I mean? But obviously, it's a long time.
Love you, Cal. Say hi to Audrey.
But yeah, I mean, look, I probably would agree. We have missed a trick.
Yeah,
because the owners haven't moved quick enough, and it just seems like they're looking at the next game, and that's what they did. They said, let's give Ollie another chance. Yeah, let's see what happens in the Tottenham game. And as I said, Tottenham always deliver.
Yeah,
they always deliver, and they've delivered Ollie at the wheel. And I just don't. But personally speaking, I'd have to disagree with Leon. I don't think you will win a major trophy, and I don't think, you won't win the league with Ollie at the wheel.
Yeah, let's wait and see.
Okay. And that is a lot of other fans' opinions. That's why most people are Ollie in. Most other fans are Ollie in.
Yeah, I can't really argue with you. I can't really argue with you on winning with Ollie at the wheel. Let's see.
I mean,
I actually want Ollie to prove me wrong.
I'd love him to. I'd love him
to. Like Norman did. Apologise for Ramsdale, and I apologise to Ollie as well.
Listen, guys. If Arteta, I think for me, if Arteta gets us in, because I know our level, I think if Arteta gets us into the top 6, if he gets us into the top 4, then he's done a fantastic job. We've got a good chance of winning the Carabao Cup. We've got Sunderland at home. in our next draw, which is fantastic.
That's
Yeah,
setting the bar really low, Norms. That's setting the bar very low, bro.
Listen, brother.
Carabao Cup, we've got a good chance of winning the Carabao Cup.
That could be our way into the Europe. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Bish, I wanted us to win that cup, you know.
Yeah, of course, but no one's having their eyes on the Carabao Cup.
How to win. Let them win something to know that, okay, this is how you win a cup.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. We want to win the Carabao, but I ain't looking at the Carabao Cup as the cup. You know, we've got a chance of winning the Carabao. We want to win the FA Cup, or we want to win the Champions League, or we want to win the Premier League. That's one of those three. That's it.
No, but I'm trying to say where we are now. Yeah.
Calvin, play nice, Calvin. Come on, bro.
Yeah. Calvin's getting us back for the Spurs statement. He could be right. He could be right, though. He could be right.
I know. That's scary, Calvin. You could be very right there, my friend.
Yeah. I'm just saying, look, we stand a chance of winning a trophy. For me, winning a trophy and probably making the top 6 will be progression for us at this stage. We got a very young team, probably the youngest side in the league. Yeah. I don't know if she's talking to me or she's talking to you guys. Your chest too high.
The league is too high, Jazz. Okay.
It could be me. But listen,
look at the squad.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting times ahead.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting times ahead. We're going to see what Conte can do with this Tottenham team. He's got an 18-month contract, but it could all come unraveling because when you got Daniel Levy, I don't know how those two are going to work. I don't know how, because I mean they didn't have money initially to bring him in the first place, and now all of a sudden where have they got this money from? Because I think he wants to take in all of his back staff. I don't think he's going to be taking Nuno's staff. They're all going to go, and he's bringing his own staff in. He's going to want to see transfers in January. So it's going to be in times ahead.
Just quickly. Norman, isn't that how it's supposed to be? If a manager rolls in without a crew, do you not question that?
Yeah.
That's me. I question it. And so when Ollie's calling my guy in New Zealand, who's minding sheep and doing whatever he's doing out there, to come back and coach, I'll be like, bro, where's your crew? You're recruiting you're recruiting. You're on the job learning and you're recruiting man's. Nah, man. Every good manager rolls with his team. Yeah. Physio, doctor, dietitian, all of it. They all roll with a crew. When you come to my club, a big club like that, you better have a team behind you or allow it. Don't sign a contract without a team.
Bro, listen, man, we could talk all night. We could talk the chat school guy, we could talk all night. Here we go again. Top 4 is the ambition. Why not bring back Wenger? Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. What did they even do it there?
You say that, Dave. You say that. But listen, everybody, was having a go at us when we wanted to go for top 4. Everybody was having a go. Top 4 was a trophy. That's what Wenger said. Now everybody's going free. You understand?
Yeah. So now everyone wants top 4.
Yeah.
Everybody wants top 4 now.
Well, you want top 4. You do want top 4, but not in place of. I don't know which clubs are settling for top 4. We ain't settling for top 4.
You sure?
Well, I think we are, Leon.
I think we are.
Which is very hard to say, but
let's judge it from last season. All right, I know we've had a long chat, right? But let's judge it from last season. Last season, we weren't settling for top 4. We was trying to win last season. I mean, and again, with the squad that we've got, the players that we bought, the money that we've spent, I can't say that we're settling for top 4, buying Ronaldo and buying Varane and buying Sancho in the summer. That's not settling for top 4. That's big money spent.
Settling for top 4 when you got Ollie at the wheel.
No. I understand that. That's a managerial choice, right? But we ain't settling for top 4. No way. If it happens, right? And you definitely don't want to miss out on it.
Well, you know what, Leon? There's Man United telling me that if we don't get our Champions League, that they refuse to watch us in the Europa League, and they said Ronaldo and Varane will refuse to play in it until the final. I will
never watch Manchester United playing Thursday night football. No way.
Nah, been there, done that. I ain't doing that again.
No chance. No, thank you. Not a chance.
Yeah, and so
I'd like to see it again.
But that's the reality.
You need a team, man. All individuals. I think Dave is referring to the Man United team. All individuals, but you need a team, man.
Good point. It's true. We're not playing like a team. We started playing like a team at the beginning of the season. It looked really, really good. before we had signed, before before Ronaldo signing was official. I remember saying to my son, we're looking clean, we're passing lovely. And then Ronaldo signing did change things because, you know, as you said, Del, I completely agree. We started setting up the team to accommodate him.
Yeah.
So we haven't got that right yet, but we there's still time. It's early days.
Listen, it's a long season, guys. It's a long season, and I wish you all the best. So, push my nose back up. No, I really appreciate you guys coming up. Thank you, everybody that was in the chat. The chat has absolutely been lively this evening. The interaction has been absolutely great. Ronaldo arrival has shifted the focus.
Oh yeah,
has unbalanced the team. So the chat's coming through now. I mean, we could go on, and I know Leon is itching to probably say another team.
No, I'm not saying no more. No, next time we'll do it again.
We're bang on 2 hours, and I know Mr. D's got things to do as well.
After the walk, man.
We are, funny enough, I am doing another show on Wednesday, but the Dubai guy, the Chelsea man, is going to be on, and he did actually call you both out.
Did he?
Yeah, he wanted to speak to both Man United, man. So he was begging to move the show to Wednesday. I said, listen, I'll book these guys, and you should have been on tonight, but unfortunately, he had to do some socializing out in Dubai. So he will be coming on Wednesday. The show will be at 6:30 again. We will be talking about who is the real deal. And why I said that, because him and Kofi have been at it, you know, with Chelsea top of the league and Liverpool, and so they're gonna have it out on Wednesday. But I will send you a link if you want to just pop on for 10 minutes, put your views in. Feel free to do it. But that will be happening this Wednesday. Again, you know, just want to say thank you to everybody that's in the chat. Please, if you're new, subscribe, like, share the video. Send it around to as many people as possible. Great chat, guys. Thank you, Carl. Wolves are winning 2-0. Fantastic. That's a good result for us, because if Everton had won that game, they would have jumped above us. So I think we stay in behind you. You're in 5th place, I think, and we're in 6th. Wow. A week is a long time in football. Chelsea are the real deal. I'm assuming, David, you are a Chelsea man. Put it in the chat, because I don't know who you support. Who do you support? Chelsea, no way. Yeah, reveal yourself. Who do you support? Is it Chelsea? Man U?
It must be Chelsea.
It must be Chelsea, man.
With that
Chelsea, real deal. It's got to be.
Of course, yeah.
I'd never have guessed. Well, listen, we are doing a show on Wednesday. The What's Going On podcast, Who's the Real Deal, and as Arsenal turn the corner. So that's going to be our conversation on Wednesday, and I will send out the link to my bros. And listen, guys, we need to make this happen again. Leon has been on at me the man's them. We need to.
Yeah, this was fun, guys. Really appreciate it.
Listen, man, D respects you, man, all the way up in the Hamptons.
Yeah, man, all good, mate, all good.
Mr. Leon, all the way over in North London, who's a real goon at heart. Say no more.
Shut up, get lost.
Guys, please like, subscribe if you're new, share, and listen, guys, I'm out of here. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Peace,
Respect, man.